There's a concentrated effort to stop it. They'll do anything to stop us, especially now. Because where is our opposition?
He's been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong. So tell me, what is it that you're willing to do to make our dreams come true? Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. 'Cause he's a man of the hour. They kidnapped him for building Tamarae. He put his life on the line for us all. And for the truth, the lies must fade away. Fade away. It's been a long time coming. Yes, let's be strong. For the 7 seals are breaking. It won't be long to make our dreams come true. For a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. How about you? For the master, master teacher. Freedom 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 for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Think not that we are earthborn, we come from earth, we may be, but we are life-born spirit, and without knowing we can never be free. Knowledge of this was lost when we were cast into blindness. The master teacher came and broke the chains of bondage. For the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, bring the master teacher. Bring the freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, bring the master teacher. Bring the freedom for the master, master teacher. 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 Freedom for the master.
They did everything in their power to take this land and make sure that what's happening right now does not go on. They tried every trick in the book. They ain't finished. They tried slander, defamation of character. They tried to divide brothers up, harass sisters on the street, stop every car coming down to make sure they did everything they could. And not one person come out and help us. Why? Because they had us marked as a cult. Oh, there's some crazy suicide cult. There's a concentrated effort to stop it. They'll do anything to stop us, especially now. Because where is our opposition?
He's been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong. So tell me, what is it that you're willing to do to make our dreams come true? Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. 'Cause he's a man of the hour. They kidnapped him for building Tamare. He put his life on the line for us all, and for the truth the lies must fade away. Fade away. It's been a long time coming. Yes, let's be strong. For the 7 seals are breaking. It won't be long to make our dreams come true. For a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. Said, how about you? For the master, master teacher. Freedom 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 for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Think not that we are earthborn, we come from earth, we may be, but we are life on spirit, and without knowing we can never be free. Knowledge of this was lost when we were cast into blindness. The master teacher came and broke the chains of bondage. For the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, bring the master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, bring the master teacher. Freedom for the master, 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 master teacher. Freedom for the master.
They did everything in their power to take this land and make sure that what's happening right now does not go on. They tried every trick in the book. They ain't finished. They tried slander, defamation of character. They tried to lock brothers up, harass sisters on the street, stop every car coming down to make sure they did everything they could. And not one person come out and help us. Why? Because they had us marked as a cult. Oh, there's some crazy suicide cult.
Bring home now, bring home now. It's freedom, master teacher. Bring home now, bring home now. It's freedom, master teacher.
There's a concentrated effort to stop it. They'll do anything to stop us, especially now. Because where is our opposition?
He's been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong.
About affirmation. If you haven't shared the room already, please help us to do so. Trying to share this. Got a million windows open. Just trying to get rid of this. Just had it open. Sorry. I literally just had the window open and it's gone. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. For those at home, if you want to chant, please mute your mic because we're going to get latency and it will interrupt the chant. Right. Here we go. We're going to do our Partakut. Nabab Nadar Mukhtar Nabab Baded Pata Naot Baded Danun Anuki Jawef Pa Ashok M Pa Paut Wu Kalal Ashok Kawun Jawef Neya Anuki Kasam M Pa Paut Wu Pa Paut Kawun Kasam M Neya Anuki Wahu Ame Pa Paut Wu Pa Paut Kawun Wahu Ame Neya Naku Kador Najor Ame Kasam M Pa Paut Wu Khabub Ame Muskasum Nakuk Kador Kawan Kalal Pafef Nakuk Arod Jaweb Pa Paut Ame Wase Ame Aradni Kawun Laye Bakori Jaweb Pa Paut Anuki Yabed Bien Fashni Pa Paut Kawun Anuki Pa Paut Kador Nakuk Kador Pa Paut Amul Nakuk Amul Tour. Okay, right. We're gonna just do a sound check one more time just to make sure. May I be heard on Zoom?
Loud and clear.
Tawutat. May I be heard on Clubhouse? Cool, cool. Okay, so today's title of the class is Give What You Take, and then pass Sawab. I always like to come up with a title. Rahubat everyone on TikTok, Rahubat everyone on YouTube, Facebook, and all the other social medias, Instagram. We're going out to the world. Rahubat everyone on Clubhouse. Yeah, so the titles are just to provoke thought and get us to start thinking. So the title is Give What You Take. So anyone wants to give me what that means to them? What do you think it means? Go ahead, Zaman.
Got something to do with balance.
Okay. Remember to use the mic as well whenever you want to speak, yeah? So that people online can hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Balance, something to do with balance. And anyone else?
It means balance, yeah, for me anyway.
Okay, Tawa. Yeah, give what you take. And we're gonna look at our sawab, the truth. No one else. Give what you take. Yeah, I like interactivity, you know, I like people to Rahul Bazuma.
It could mean do unto others like you could have them do unto you.
Okay, well, we're.
Rabubat Zaman.
Hold on 1 second, Josie. Go ahead.
The other way around is receive, give what you receive.
You're changing my words, but give what you take.
Give what you take. So what you're putting in, you're giving, you're
It could be in any form, energy, something physical, money, because you have received or you've been given something outside of yourself into yourself. It's that kind of.
Okay, we're warming up. We're warming up. It's good. It's just about hearing, you know, interactivity, hearing what people got to say. Josie, go ahead.
Yes, Zamal.
Jose, yeah, right back. Go ahead.
Take from where and give to who? Because this is the first time I get.
That's
Yes, we can
you're
only
asking
give
me
what
a
we
question.
have.
I'm asking the
We can only give what we have. So if we are giving what we take, it depends on the circumstance, right?
Okay. Is that it? Anyone else? Go ahead, Zama. Yeah, Tua.
Okay, I take an image of a circular image, something. If I was a small child, I would take in something from my parents, and that what I got from my parents, I would give
Okay.
out to my
Yeah.
brothers and sisters or something like that.
Okay.
So the same with the knowledge, what we take in.
We're warming up. We're warming up. We're warming up. Right.
Oh,
Good.
Can I share a small experience after last week's class?
Sure. Go ahead. But don't derail me though, because go on. Let's.
Well, it's directly because of the class.
Okay. Go on.
The guy said to me, the guy who works on the train.
We're warming up. We're warming up.
The conductor, yeah, the conductor said to me, "Why are you looking so bright?"
But don't
I
derail
said, "It's because I've just been to a class."
me.
He says, "Where's that?" I said, "101 Church Street." So he saw the effects of the class.
Sorry, 1 second. Who's that on Zoom? Can you mute, please, if you're not contributing to the class? Thank you. Right, go ahead.
And the guy, the what did you say was it? Conductor. He said, "I would like to go to the class because I pass Church Street every day." He said,
Right.
"Because I'm based around here." He worked on the trains.
Okay.
So as a direct result of me coming to the class last week,
Yeah.
he said he saw my face was shining. He says
Okay.
that's his claim anyway.
Right. We're gonna touch on that in a minute. Did you want to say something else?
I think I know what I'm trying to say. Right,
Okay.
I've got to get it
You want to
out.
try again? Yeah, go for it.
So it came to me when you're give what you take. So say with the practice, the doctrine, we're receiving knowledge from the doctrine, and it's benefiting our lives.
Right.
Yeah. So we're receiving. So that's us. Give what you take. So that's something we have taken. So how do we get this? Something that we have to give back.
I think you've got it. I think you got it. You got
That's
it.
what I was trying to get at.
Right. So when people are like interacting, and sometimes when you're departing from a person, what do you normally say? What do you sometimes say? Okay, that's one. In English. Not that in English, but other things you say in English when you're departing from people. That's one. And any others relating to what I'm kind of saying?
Take care.
There you go. Right. So people always say take care, but they don't say give care. So everyone says take care, see you later, take care. So you're taking care, but you got to give care. Yeah. So you kind of hit the nail on the head, because when it comes to, if I give you, like you said, we're giving of, the master's giving us what he's teaching us. So we're taking it. Now we've got to give it. We've got to go out and give it to everyone else. So when you look at everything, a lot of people, they just take, but they don't give back. And that's kind of the purpose of today, is to get everyone to realize, like, whenever you interact with someone, someone's taking and someone is giving. Sometimes people are taking your energy away and leaving you without the energy they took. Now, if they go and give that energy to someone else, then that's great, because we're taking and giving all the time. If I give you £1 million, What are you gonna do with it?
Give them a job.
Yeah, you
No,
gotta
I
give.
don't have a job.
No, but you could give somebody a job. You could give them some of it.
I would probably
Give it to people,
find a
right?
way of- yeah.
You sure? You don't sound
Not-
too. You don't sound like you want to give any. No, I'm joking. But some people are like that.
I'll look at my bank account first. I'll probably find a way of using it that would benefit not just me but other people.
That's it, right?
That would be
The
that
more
would be my philosophy.
have you all heard the expression, the more you give, the more you get? Do you not believe that? Or accept that? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we're supposed to operate. Because if I give you £1 million and you gave him, let's say, I don't know, whatever, 500,
Well,
fiver. But if you gave him enough, he can then give to someone else, and whoever he gives to, they will give to someone else. So this is the principle of Ashuk, Wu-Sabat. It's about us taking, but don't be just taking, because you got people that are constantly reading, studying, but they don't go out to the world and propagate and give it out or teach class. It's like, what's the point of you having all that knowledge, all those books in your bedroom, but you're not giving it to anyone else? So the master is raising us to be like him. This job is the best job in the world. I love this, being able to share what Partner Babylon has taught us. There's no better job on the planet, because people are like trying to find what their purpose is. What's my purpose? What's my purpose? I know my purpose, to teach as a student teacher of the master teacher. And I've had many jobs that paid wonderful amounts of money, but none of them are as fulfilling as doing this job. Because I had to look on the planet and say, if I want to do something, who on the planet would I want to follow in their footsteps or emulate or be like, right? You go think, what is it? Is it about money? Who's got the most money on the planet? Don't you know?
Rockefeller.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. That's what they tell us. Elon Musk. But do we know that for sure? Do we see his bank account? We don't. So, okay, you could say Donald Trump, you could say all these other people, Bill Gates, whoever, they got lots of money. But them having lots of money, is that what I want to be like? No, because them having that money doesn't really serve a purpose for humanity in a positive light. Okay, so then the next thing you might be like, okay, I want to be, I don't know, have a lot of wisdom. Who's the most wisest person on the planet? Right? Who has been the most caring person on the planet? Who gives of himself and has built communities? Who's here for our people to liberate us and humanity? So for me, it's easy. That's the example to follow. And, you know, like, we can't be in his shoes, of course, because as much as we like to teach, he's been programmed and designed to do this. Like he said to us, he can teach for 5 days straight with no taking a break, no water, no food. I'm sure it was even more than that, but we can do our best. But he's definitely the person that, as a role model or someone on the planet. So what I'm saying is, we are all supposed to be in the image and likeness of our God, and then we in turn go out and share what we learn, and it just keeps going and going and going. So as I can see, I look at you brothers over there with your crowns and it feels good, because we're one. Like, this is what we're about, our culture and teaching Wu-Sabat. Go ahead, Zaman. Please use the mic. Do you want to come up to the front? Because kind of saves you having to keep, yeah.
We don't mind.
So yeah, those online, we got a full class in here today, so we're gonna try and get everyone's answer questions. Go ahead, Zama.
Yes, okay. If you want us to share these teachings, do you have a study guide and also a what would you call it? The work, some history of the works of the teacher and what the organization has done.
Yeah, of
You know,
course.
like the communities and things like that. So that if we were to sort of try and sell the idea, as it were, who the teacher was, what the teaching is, what have they achieved as an organization?
Yeah.
Do we have some kind of material?
Sure. I want to touch on your first comment when you were saying about the person that saw you and they said they saw a light. Yeah. In relation to the give what you take, that was good because what you did is you came to class, you took in the class, and it changed your aura. And you were going home, somebody saw it and they picked up on that energy, and that's why now they want to come to class. So you gave them something. Right.
But not intentionally.
But we give and take all the time without realizing, because we're energy beings. So as you're here right now, people are sending you energy, and everyone's sending everyone energy at the moment. And the thing is, it's important because sometimes somebody might be on a low, on a downer, and they come in here and the energy is so powerful, it helps lift them up. So by the time they leave, they don't feel as down as they were when they came in. So we're supposed to be a community of people where we can share and help people rise and balance everything out. But yeah, in terms of you going out to be a teacher and so forth, the first thing we say all the time to everyone, you have to come close, come and be a part of the community, be a part of the family. Then it will be natural because you will actually just be around people that are doing it, and then you will learn. But we also do have study classes. Everyone, no matter where you are on the planet, you should be getting into little groups of study groups and studying together. But yes, when you're around, then you will learn how to deliver the doctrine. But the thing is, you can do that anyway without it being a formal setting like how we're here. Because once you learn something, as you speak to different people out there in the world, your family, your friends, you can start sharing what you know. The problem is when people are quite new is what they need to do is just send people to class if they don't have enough confidence or experience, because you can sometimes try to go into explaining things and you get stuck if you don't have the full information. So the first thing is really just send them to class or send them to a store where they can buy a book for themselves, rather than trying to explain and go into subject matters that you may not be able to explain. Yeah.
I mean, all I just say to people is it's about the history and philosophy of ancient Egypt. That's all I say.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Even you saying that,
yeah,
it's not completely accurate because we don't deal with philosophy. You see, that's the thing. Philosophy is something coined by the Greeks, because it's just like you can sit around and talk about things and go around in circles and just don't get nowhere. That's what like really philosophy is about. So I'm saying, I know what you mean, but terminology is very important. We got to deal with like actual facts, evidence, reasoning. These are the things we talk about in our doctrine. So it's good to know that you don't use certain words, right? Okay. I also, part of the title was Wu-Sabat, the truth. This is coming from the Master's Secret, Wu-Sabat, the truth. It's very short. I'm going to go through it. Hopefully, by the end of class, we will get to the end of it. But obviously, I will stop and take questions that anyone may have as we go along. So don't feel like you can't interrupt me. Okay, pa sawab, the truth. 1. Ai murora karadu shalel wu nawap munwapu. My beloved children of Wu Nawap, Nawapians, Nakuk Rahub, I greet you, you by way of Ashuk, divine love, Hanan, grace, and Hatap, bliss, as I have over the many years I was with you. 2. I, Parnabab Yanan, the master Yanun, have by way of our Nataru, overseers, displayed from the year 1970 AD up until the year 2000 AD, did all in my Sakham power to break the seal that was shut up and reveal our Hakakat, actual facts, as I also Kasur, break the spell cast upon our race, a Hajar, spell of ignorance, Tafruk, separation, and indifference for self and kind, as a Salau race of people. And now, after the year 2000 AD, on into the hereafter onward, Pa Sawab, the truth, Pa Tarak, the way, Pa Anak, the life. 3. I, Pa Nabab Yananan, the master Yanun, known in this flesh by many attributes over the years, was raised up among you from the 26th of June, 1945 AD, on a Tuesday, 1 Zakut moment after midnight. A Karad child was Laduda, born with a predestined purpose. So what I was saying before, a predestined purpose to redeem a Shakasu people in need of redemption. Does anyone know what redemption means? Redemption.
To lift them up. To lift them up.
To lift them up. Okay, anyone else?
To give back.
To give back. So redeeming is like, the way the master explains it, when you take something, let's say you take your jewelry or something, take it to the pawn shop. When you go back to redeem it, when you go back to collect it, that's redemption. So he's coming to collect us, get us back. 4, and I have as your redeemer and Muntharu, warner, Nuapians, only displayed to you my own people, Wu Nawat, Wu-Sabat, as a beacon of Sawab, truth, which you can Saduk, trust, for it is Hakak, real. 5, vindicating the Hakakat, actual facts of your past, Wajudan, existence, as well as all others, and as you have, Kabula, accepted Wu Nawab, you will control your own Qadar, fate, and future. 6, Wu Nawab is the truth, is the Sawab truth, that is vanquishing the Kadhabat, lies, deceits, and excuse me, Akadat, beliefs, as well as many deceptions, fictions of outright religious falsehoods of other races and the Adamites, who were made 6,000 Shamut years ago, back from Shamut year 2000 AD, by 6 Kawar groups of Mukmeyu or Kameyu, aliens, the us, the we of their Bible, Quran, and Book of Mormon. They're now being exposed as, right? So these are the 6 aliens: Anunnaki, Pleiadians, the Dragonian, the Aldebarans, the Octorians, and the Andromedans, who they called in their Safa'at books gods, Lord, Elohim, Eloha, El, Alihat, Allah, Ilah, Rab, Rabin, Ababan, as it became dialects of the one original Lahej language of the Kameyu aliens, who Lamuda taught the Adamu Salau Adamite race over Wakut time. Any question? Yeah, go ahead.
What happened? What happened? I mean, well, all I know about is the ancient Egyptians had the laws of Ma'at.
Yeah.
But why? And in the Bible it says Moses was educated in all the wisdom of Egypt.
Mm.
So why is what they call those religions, those Abrahamic religions, why they seem to be a lower level knowledge when Moses supposed to study in Egypt?
Yeah. The first point is that Moses didn't exist according to what they teach you. Yeah. So they have basically copied or plagiarized stuff from ancient Egypt. So what they actually got from Egypt was the lower mysteries. Like they don't actually fully understand what they were taught. So when you start to ask them about the characters that they've got in the Bible and in the Quran, they can't give you any details about them. They don't have any evidence to prove that this person actually existed, you see. So what they do is they've borrowed stories and have changed and distorted those stories, but they don't have any like they can't tell you where the body of Moses or Jesus or any of the people they talk about, they can't find them. But in ancient Egypt, they can go and dig up the tombs and find the people. So the person they're calling Moses was actually Thutmose.
Yeah, I heard that.
Right. You can even hear the name phonetically. So, yeah. And the reason you hear Thoth is because he was a student of Thoth, that's who they call him in Greek, right? But they call him Hermes, but it was Tahuti. You can hear Tahutimos. It becomes Moses from Mose. See, so that person that they're talking about was an ancient Egyptian person that walked and lived, just like who they saying is Jesus is a person known as Ha or Hara in ancient Egypt. So we can always, in fact, even in this scroll later on, it goes into explaining to you that these people that they got names in the Bible, but they don't actually know who they are, you see. So in Islam, for example, they would call the name Allah. Mm-hmm. But in Wu-Sabat, we can tell you who Allah is, but they don't know who that is. You follow me? Yeah. That's Baal or Enlil, one of the sons of Anu, because they get their stories from the monotheistic religions. They get they copy things from, in fact, it's in this scroll. They copy from the Egyptians, they copy from the Sumerians, they copy from even the Hindus, and they copy everything that they've put in their culture. See if I can find it. Yeah, here you go. So they, if I just go from, I'm going to jump around now, page 4, verse 23. It says, now that by way of Wu-Sabat, the world is being informed, and they're even being informed of their own history, past and future. There's Za'amus, Kadhab, act, religious lies, and plagiarisms. Yeah, parts taken from Dravadu, right? This is from the Indians' culture, Hazab culture, of Wuhanda, which is Hinduism, and parts taken from the Persians, Za'am, religion, which is Wu, Zoroaster, which is Zoroastrianism, and parts taken from Afafreye Ka'a, African culture, Wu-Nawat, animism, Egyptianism, as well as parts taken from the Sumerians' religion of polytheism. These are how the Tamuda created their monotheism out of many ones, or in Gadad, which is God, we Sadok trust. They are the Karadu, children of their Muldad, father, the devil. Akkadians called him Sin. The Sumerians called him Nana. Persians called him Atar. And the Hebrews called him El Shaddai. The Arabs called him Ashahid, son of Enlil, son of Anu, Ilion El, the Most High, the god of the Aha Dawar moon cycle, or the Aha Gadad moon god crescent, God, Allah, Baphomet, Pan goat, Azazel, or Satai, as in the Quran. You see? So when you start to look at in the Bible, you'll hear they'll just say Lord, and they'll use many names, but what they don't tell you is these beings are, like, for example, the sons of Anu, who are Nimal, who's known as Nu, or Si. Then you got Antu, that's his wives, yeah. And from Antu, he had the two children. Well, he had Enlil from Antu, and Enlil was married to Ninlil, and Enlil is known as Baal in the Bible. And then from Enlil and Ninlil, they had the son Nana, who they call Nana Sin. And then you have Nana and Nangal, who is referred to as El Shaddai as well, Allah. And from Nana and Nangal, they then had Damuzi, Inanna. See, that Inanna and Rishkigal, these are all Sumerian names, right? And Manat. In the Quran, this is where those are females. So in the Quran 53, 19 to 20, they list the daughters of Allah, which are Alat, Al-Uzza, and 3 Manat. And in verse 5 of the same chapter of Quran 53, you know, is where I just read that part. So yeah, they literally copied their monotheistic religions from those cultures that I just mentioned.
Right. I don't know what the correct terminology is, but would syncretic, would that explain what you're saying, that the monotheistic religions, so-called, I've got a bit from here and a bit from there.
Yeah.
Syncretic, would that cover it?
Yeah, that's literally, they plagiarize, taking bits from here and there. It's like even the language you're using. We say it's a language, but it's really a dialect, but it's borrowed from different languages to make up what we're calling English. And it's really a dead tone. It's designed to keep you on a low vibration.
Oh, okay.
This is why it's so important for us to learn our language. Yeah.
Well, was this language revealed by the teacher?
Yes, to us, but it was already here from the beginning of the planet. He's literally just resurrected it because it comes from our ancestors from the stars, and they brought it down to this planet. And they actually did an operation to get the female to be able to speak first. And they taught the females 54,000 years ago. And then we, Nagaru, got taught after that. The Adamu, or the Adamites, they only started to speak 6,000 years ago.
So where did the stars get it from then?
The stars? No.
You talked about...
When I say the stars, I'm saying...
I'm not quite sure what you mean by stars.
Okay, sorry. So we live and exist in different planets, different constellations. Like, we are not originally from the planet Earth in terms of our DNA. Our ancestors, who we refer to as the overseers, Parnatharu, right? They come from the Orion star system or constellation, and the master teacher comes from a planet called Risk, which is one of the planets in that galaxy known as Ilion. And he's coming from the 8th planet called Risk, which has different continents. You know, it has 3 main continents. Zarantu, Kusmusta, and Donaria. So that's where we come from originally. So they brought their seed onto this planet, and then we evolved from that seed. Yeah, we're in a day and time where you can see what's going on around the world. A lot of things are being exposed. You know, what's going on with, you know, like Greenland, Trump, Russia,
Trump, yeah.
all of that. There's a lot of extraterrestrial activity now. They know there's a craft that was uncovered there, and they've been hiding all these things, but now a lot of things are being exposed. That's what the master told us, like as we come to the end of their 6,000 years, from the year 2000 going to 2030, a lot of things are going to be exposed because they're now being exposed for who they really are in terms of what they've been doing for the last 6,000 years. And our job is to come together, unite, and basically build and do what we're supposed to do.
So are you saying that the planet or the galaxy where the teacher comes from, is that the ninth level?
All right, let's walk through it slowly.
Sorry, I'm a bit confused.
It's okay. A lot of people don't really know how, okay, like some people get galaxies confused with the solar system, with the universe. So a solar system is really dealing with a sun or suns, and then you have planets around that sun because of the gravitational pull of the mass that keeps them in their orbit. So in our solar system, we have 9 planets, yeah? So counting from the sun, you'd say that we are number 3, which is Project 3, Project, what is it called again?
The third planet from the sun, yeah.
No, yeah, Sector 3, that's the word I'm looking for. It's Sector 3. And if you count from the other side, we'll be number 6, which is 6, yeah? And then it's referred to as Project 24 because the elders, the same ancestors we're talking about, they were responsible for terraforming this planet and keeping it, because it was a time where like 17,250,000 years ago, a meteorite hit the planet, right? But even before that, you had the crash of Nibiru onto the planet when it was called Tiamat. So it reduced its size. And so when they were terraforming it, they designed it to grow 24 points. Like, so it could only expand to 24 points. This is why it's called Project 24. But from that point, it started this new life or new orbit, which takes 24,000 years, yeah, which gives you what we call an equinox. And that's why, even though we say 24, that was the beginning of that 24,000 year cycle. So it's just like I say, 24 hours in a day,
Right.
which makes one day. So we're saying 24,000 years as a circumference. That's why everything is based on 24, because everything was collaborated to 24. So we now have 24,000 miles. You have the Genome Project, which is 24,000 genomes. You have the amount of cells you have in your body is like 24 trillion cells, 24-hour clock, 24 elders. You know, we can keep going with 24. 24 is because of the Project 24. Does that make sense? So when we say that's the solar system, then we're in a galaxy, which is referred to as the 18th galaxy, right? Because you have many galaxies, just like you have many solar systems in our galaxy. So the galaxy that is next to ours is the 19th galaxy, and that's known as Ilion. That's where the master teacher comes from. And in that galaxy, they have 3 suns. So the stars, the suns are stars, yeah? So when we say suns, 3 suns, and each one of those suns has a number of planets that are orbiting it. So that makes up that. So one of the suns has a planet in the middle, which is known as Brisk, and that's the planet that our teacher, the master teacher, comes from. Then you have within the galaxy, you have the universe, and then the universes. There are many universes, which we say multiverse, and then we go to omniverse, and multiverses to omniverse. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, yeah. But does the teacher teach about that there's a relationship between cause and effect?
Absolutely.
So who is the teacher's teacher, in other words? What is the first cause?
When you say who's a teacher's teacher, when you get to a certain state, it becomes about collectiveness, working together. You see, this is what he's encouraging us to do, to learn how to unite and work together, because that's how they work together. They work together in councils. It's like they make decisions collectively.
Yes.
So in the Bible, they get this as the 24 elders that surround the throne of, they say, the Most High, yeah? And each one of those beings is on that seat, and the master teacher's seat is number 19. He's the 19th elder, known as Yanun. So when they take decisions, like they were like, okay, for example, this planet was due to be destroyed a long time ago because of the things that a kind of man or mankind is doing on the planet. And the elders were just seeing it as chaos, and they were going to just wipe it out. In fact, it's still up for that. The only reason it's still here is because the master vouched for us, because he was like, we have seed on this planet, our children, we need to get them out before, if you're going to wipe it up. So they got together and they appointed him and sent him to come here and save us. And every time he's got to go and give a report of how we're doing, he's like, they're not ready yet, because we were meant to have been prepared and picked up by craft and taken away, so that if the planet gets destroyed by these Luciferians or 16th forces that's going on the planet right now with the wars, we would be saved. But unfortunately, every time, and this started from 1943 with the Philadelphia experiment, which threw off time by 3 years. So now the vortex is open from 1943, 53, 63, 73, 83, 93, all up until the last one, which was just last year. And there's one left in 2033. And if we miss that, and the state of the planet is in chaos, a wrap. And the master teacher, if you guys are following the updates, he said he won't be here after 2032. He will leave if we don't get him out. He will leave the skin suit that is Malachi. So we've got how many years?
5.
We've got 5, less than that, because we got, but that's what I'm saying, like, you're gonna stop messing around, quit playing around. Like, this is serious. This is serious. It's not a joke. So you got to get yourself in order, get on the ball as a Nwapi man, Sabian man, and sisters, come together and let's work and get things we need to have ready, because the devil or the Luciferians are implementing things. They're working every day to put things together that, you know, you can see what's going on all around the world right now. So, yeah, so this is a serious mission for us to wake as many people as we can and get in order, get with the family, and let's get the job done. Any other questions?
There's not. What about in the Bible? It suggests, what you're saying, that we have to get on board. It's almost like there's some symbolic meaning to this story of Noah and the boat.
See, that's one of the problems. Every time people keep quoting the Bible or getting stuck on
That's
the
all
Bible.
we know, isn't it?
No, that's not all we know. We know Wu-Sabat. But there are people that just keep staying on the Bible. I'm not saying if you're new and you don't know anything else, we're going to help you come out of that. But the Bible, yeah, it's like 10% of it is accurate information.
Right.
The rest of it is not. And it's there to mislead you. It's really there to confuse and mislead you.
Yeah.
The name is confusion. That's what Babel means. Bible, Babel, confusion.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So we have to get away from that. Well, we've got a couple of questions on this side. Yeah, you can ask questions on anything. I know I'm going through this, but go ahead, Jamal.
Just on the subject of the master teacher maybe leaving us, or we always talk about you can't save everybody.
Mm.
It seems a bit unfair to me that considering the spell and all the deceiving that's happened a lot, that some people are not gonna make it, or I might not even make it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Considering everything that's happened, and even to break the spell, how hard it is. Do you know what I mean?
So your question is?
Does it not seem a bit unfair?
Right. But who's judging?
I'm just thinking about those people that could, let's say myself, if I'm not gonna make it.
You can't think that way.
I've lived my whole life.
Yeah, but if you don't make it, you don't make it. But I'm saying, yeah.
It's almost like I'm doomed before I even knew it.
No, because what matters is now.
Right.
You can't. It's a good question. You can't focus on. I see the hands on Zoom. I'll come to you. You can't focus on I'm not going to make it. You got to focus on I'm going to make it. You see what I'm saying? Because you create your reality. And even if you don't make it, what you do now counts. How many people are you helping? How much people are you sharing Wu-Sabat with that you've learned? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least if you focus on doing the work, they might give you a blight. Say, well, you know what? He actually was doing the works and helping out and, let him through. Do you know what I mean? But if you focus on, and that's a very important point because that's selfishness as well. You thinking about you making it. Not saying that you shouldn't, because that's the point, but I'm saying really it's about you've got to be of service to everyone else and then let your works.
That's where I was coming with.
Yeah.
It seems a bit unfair. Let's say like today, we had a similar conversation.
Sorry, the last point I was going to make is sometimes your job might just be to bring someone to Wu-Sabat and that's it. So depending on what your job is, you might have just saved that one soul and that was your job. So you've still fulfilled your purpose. You see what I'm saying? Without wanting something for it.
I got you.
But carry on, yeah.
We had a similar conversation today. We was out propagating, and some of the people we were trying to reach out to, especially like the elderly,
yeah,
it's almost like they didn't even want to know. So it was like, oh, can't save everybody.
Yeah.
So I couldn't help but think that surely I would like this, you know what I mean?
We would love to save everyone.
Yeah.
The master says the same thing. He says, I would
like
love to save every one of you. But the thing is, that elder, the people you saw today, they had an opportunity.
Also, everybody does have an opportunity.
Yeah, that was their opportunity. If they chose to go, I don't want to hear you, then when they're being questioned, they're going to show them that day and say, you had the opportunity. This person was trying to give you Wu-Sabat and you didn't listen and you just. So now what do you say? It was you were presented with the opportunity, but you didn't take it.
This is a particular example. There's a lady I was talking to today.
Yeah.
You know, when I say to her, this is like ancient African culture, she was like, I'm Caribbean. This is nothing to do with me. So to me, I'm looking at the problem where it's like, she's in her late 75, so she's probably never had anybody that taught her to realize, yo, you actually come from Africa.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like.
But she's still going to be judged on what she knew. Like, how did she treat people? Was she caring? Was she helpful? Was she you know what I mean? It's not, if you don't know something, you can't be judged on what you don't know. But what you did know, because there are many people that are in the church that are good, sincere souls, and they're just caught up in the wrong place. They may find their way out, and that's our job. So if we don't reach them, then we are just as guilty, because that's our job, to go out to the world and reach everyone and get Wu-Sabat out. And there are people who can just share a video or like, or, you know, repost or comment or do something, and they don't even do that. And that's free. It's like literally 2 seconds. They will spend time on other useless content, but they wouldn't promote this. You know what I mean? So everyone will get the opportunity to a certain degree.
Okay, so is it right to say then, regardless of the spell, the deceive, and everything that's happened, that each and every one of us were exposed to Patarak somehow, somewhere in our life?
Yeah, absolutely.
Each and every day we're choosing not to accept it.
That's right. And the more we don't come together, the more we are also responsible for, because we're judged collectively, you know. It's not just 1 or 2 people. Like when they look at us as one. And that's why we have to become one. And they know they don't want us to come together, because we the elders look at us and they see our light, they see our aura collectively. So if you kind of remember, or if you've ever been on a plane, when you're kind of descending to land and you start seeing lights, like of houses, you see them all over the place, right? But if all those lights were gathered in one place, from an aerial view, you'll be able to know and see, where we gathered. That's why when we were on Tamaray, they knew where we were, they could see us. So for our adversaries, or the people that don't want us to unite and come together, sorry, someone's typing stuff on the...
Yeah, someone is projecting something on Zoom.
Yeah, who is this? They're trying to log into a Facebook account.
Yeah, I'm getting it too.
I don't know who that is, but
Bringing up the 60th.
yeah, this is what we're saying. Like, so the Holy Tablet says that if enough entities on the planet followed the Master's instructions and we came together, they would remove all the 60th forces of the planet in an instant. It's kind of like, have you ever seen a movie where someone takes a hostage and they like this and trying to get out and the person can't take a shot because you've got someone blocking you. We are in the way because we are embedded in all facets of their society. So we just have to learn, like, okay, you all need to move and work together and be in a particular place. And that's what our communities are about. We are responsible for what happens to us. Our fate, F-A-T-E, is based on what we do. That's why we don't have faith, F-A-I-T-H, because that's based on beliefs. So we just have to do what we got to do. All right. Ramesses, go ahead. I know we got someone. Let me just take Ramesses.
Yeah,
Ramesses, Rahubat.
it's a simple question. You know the red Irish moss that you drink?
Yeah.
Yeah, where you get it from?
We'll get it from the chat, and the sister, the lovely sister that makes it is here right now in class. Yeah, so unfortunately, because it's a health product, you have to come and get it here in the store at the moment. You know, we can't send it in the post and someone and then someone gets blamed. So, but that's something that is so refreshing. I mean, is there any up there? Might get one now. There is. But yeah, so that's where it's at the moment. And since, you know what, as well, I might as well plug her a little bit. She's got I don't want to call it food, but she's got a business called Ashok Mills, and she's a vegan. She's been like that for years, and everything she does is done with love and the herbs and the right ingredients to heal us. So that's why her products are so good. So Anyone, you guys have tried it, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, don't take my word for it. Come and try it for yourself. But yeah, it's here in the shop and the shop.
Okay.
Yes, please, if you don't mind. Yeah, so no. Yeah, so Ramesses, is that it or is there another question?
That's it.
Yeah, it's so refreshing. And a beautiful daughter is called Imani or Iris, isn't it? What is it called? Imani Iris. And yeah, she's definitely, that's what we're talking about, raising our Karadu, our children, from the beginning under Wu-Sabat, speaking the language, eating properly, having two parents that are both Nuwapians. And that's what we're supposed to be doing, because like they're the generation to go forward for us. So yeah. So thank you so much, Tawutat. There you go. I'm gonna unfortunately tease you a little bit, but it's all good. You're the one that made me reminded me of it.
What did you call it again?
Mm.
What's that stuff? What was the name?
Miss Iris Moss, look.
Miss R.
Oh, Irish Moss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's keep going with the questions. Anyone else on Zoom, Clubhouse? Yeah, go ahead.
A couple of things. You mentioned Enlil, you know, by many names.
Yeah.
And let me just get, so I'm not going to say so, clarify if I'm
Mhm.
right. And one of the names is Allah.
Yes.
Yes.
So in the Quran, when people call it Allah and these names, if you ask them who are we talking about, just the same as in the Bible, these are actual people. Yeah.
And you also mentioned Baphomet as one of his names.
Yes.
So is that the goat god?
Yes. Yeah. That's
isn't
the.
Isn't this the devil, the worship?
Yeah. In fact,
Grove?
that's right. That's what we're saying. That
right.
I'm going to read it because good point. So I'm going to read from. Remember, I was reading up to the result is what you are seeing now. From the year 2000 AD to now, those Mosism, Jesusism, Mohammedism, Jewishism, Wu-Karast Christianism, and Wu-Salam Islamism, now kafur, fighting, and katul, killing one another, self-destruction. Their za'am at religions, their governments, and their people is fading away. Fallen is falling. This is what the coming forth of Wu Nawab is doing to them, for others to power world over. Now that by way of Wu Nawab, the Tapal world is being informed, and they're even being informed of their own history, past and future, there's a Amus, Kadhab at religious lies and plagiarisms, parts taken from, like I said, the Dravidians, Indians, culture, the Hindu. I'm going to skip that bit because I read it before, but I'm going to jump to the bit where it says that they are the Karadu, children of their Muldad, father, the devil. The Akkadians called him Sin. Sumerians called him Nana. Persians called him Atar. The Hebrews called him El Shaddai. The Arabs called him Ashaid, son of Enlil, son of Anu, Iliun El, the Most High. The god of the Ahar Dawar, moon cycle, or the Ahar Gadad, moon god crescent god, Allah, Baphomet, Pan-Goat, Azazel, or Satai. And then I'm going to go on a bit because it shows you where in the Quran 53:49 it's actually quoted, and it says, and surely he, Allah, is the sustainer, master, lord of the Satai. And then when you're saying that, this is what you're talking about that goat, because even I can give you a few more quotes. Leviticus 17:7, it says, and they shall no more offer their sacrifices unto devils after whom they have gone a whoring. This shall be a statute forever unto them throughout their generations. Deuteronomy 32:7, they sacrifice unto devils, not God, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up. And it keeps going on, and it will be where it says to you that it actually mentions the goat. There's so many quotes, I'm not going to go through all of them, but if you read these quotes, I'm going to see if I can find the one, but it does actually go on and it gives you where it's talking about the goat of Mendes that you say they worship as an owl. Yeah, here you go. I've jumped to 31. It says, the Nakash reason being is they worship alien beings, creatures, lizard men, reptilians, and shape-shifting humanoids, right? Ramu'u, giants, all found in their Bible and Quran. So Leviticus 17:7, Pan, goatman, Baphomet. Deuteronomy 32:17, goatman, Pan. 1 Samuel 5, verse 2-7, fishman, mermen. Revelations 12:3, 4, 7, 9, reptilian, draconians. Quran 27:82, lizard man, reptilians. Genesis 3:1, snake man. These are the Kamayu, aliens, as well as Anakim, giants, some with 6 fingers and 6 toes. 2 Samuel 21:20, and yes, giants, Genesis 6:4, Numbers 13:33, and there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak. When you're saying Anak, you're saying Anakites, right? Or Anakim, which come from the giants. And we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. Yeah, so yeah, you're right. That's who they're worshiping. This is why they don't even get to see these beings, because if you read the Bible, it will say that God didn't want them to. They say if you saw him, you will die. You're not allowed to see them because they're so hideous, these alien beings. Yeah. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, one more, which is could you clearly laid out like that the Earth is in Sector 3, Zone 6.
Correct.
Project 24. We're in the 18th galaxy.
Correct.
And we talk about the 19th galaxy, where the planet rests between 3 suns.
Right.
Cool. So that makes me think, you don't have to say, what's 1 to 17?
Oh yeah, he explains in the Holy Tablets.
And what's after 19? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and
so
what's after 19?
That's what I'm saying. Like in the Holy Tablets, he explains at the time he was telling us that there are 7 universes. Yeah, and we were dealing with one of them. But the reason that the 19th galaxy has such a input on what happens with us, because they're next door, like your next door neighbor. So if you do something like, if this planet was to get pulled into the sun, all the planets within our solar system will get pulled into the sun. And it's then going to affect the 19th galaxy. So every time they launch atomic bombs or whatever, you see extraterrestrials and crafts just come because they have to stop and deal with man trying to destroy the planet. But they're not allowed to intervene, but they will step in if it's going to cause what we call a star holocaust, which will then affect the 19th galaxy. And when you look at the belt of Orion, you see the 3 stars of the belt of Orion? The middle one is the doorway where we go through to get to the 19th. Yeah. Yeah. So, the question? Rahubat.
Did the Adamites ever have a chance to redeem themselves, considering the nature that they've had?
Yes. This is the 6,000.
From the beginning.
Yeah, they were given 6,000 years.
But their nature is upside down.
Totally. What happened is, in the 6,000 years, they watched to see if they could be reformed. And the conclusion was that they can't be. But from the beginning, it's like you have an optimistic approach to something. Like, let's give them a chance. Like my brother was saying, let's give them a chance. Let's see. But the elders knew to put a mechanism in place in case it didn't work. And that mechanism was to program their telomeres. Yeah. So at the end of their chromosomes, they made sure that they just said, like, we're giving you 6,000 years. But at the end of that 6,000 years, if you haven't changed, then it will kick in where you're now going to be basically wiped off. And they'll watch for 6,000 years, and all they did in the 6,000 years is create chaos and.
But who gave him a chance to change? As in, what beings?
The Nataru. Yeah,
Okay.
because
Well,
the whole, even like if you look at in the Sons of Canaan, this is what Abraham was actually sent to civilize them and clean up the filth and show them how to bathe. Oh, now they don't bathe. I'm being real. Like teach them how to bathe and how to cook. They just eat the meat raw and not to mix with animals and certain things. So when we teach these facts, some people will say, oh, it's like they try and bring it into a racism thing. It's nothing to do with that. It's facts are facts, yeah? And it's funny when Caucasians or Europeans try and call us racist, because we're the people that experience racism. So how can we be racist? And if you break it down scientifically, to be racist just means you prefer your own race. Doesn't mean you hate any other race. It's just that's what you prefer. And every race is within their rights to prefer their own race. And that's not a problem. Like if I'm a guitarist, I prefer the guitar over other instruments. It doesn't mean I don't like the keyboard or the other instruments. I'm a guitarist, or I'm a scientist, or I'm a dentist. That's my chosen field. So when you put the word "tist," that's what you're saying. You say, "Yeah, I'm a racist." What's wrong with that? I like my race, and you like your race. Every race should like their race. There's nothing wrong with that. But for some reason, yeah, when we do that, it's a problem.
So, going back to something you said earlier.
Yeah.
If all of us left, I know Master Teacher said, I've heard that you said that. If all of us left, we got together, say we went back to Africa, all of us.
Yeah.
The us, how many of those us's needs to go back for them to get wiped out?
Good question. I mean, 144,000 would be a good start.
You can start.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Because
I'm just trying to figure out how many people I need to get together.
That's funny. But we laugh, but we can't even get together now here in terms of what we need to do. So, and the thing is that many hands make light work. So there are people who are just jumping ship, but they're going without the guide. So they don't even know where they're going and why they're going there and if that's going to be safe. Just because you go to Africa doesn't mean you're going to be safe.
Well, there's going to be a time between now and 2032 when there's going to be remigration, repatriation of us, the Garden going back.
But it's happening. It's been happening.
Yeah, it's happening now. So, yeah, I don't know if they.
No, go on. I want to hear the question because there are other people listening. So, yeah.
Are they counting? Like, you think that the Garden?
Yeah, there's
one there.
No. It's a good question. The master keeps a list of people that are going to be on that list who make it, and you can be on that list today and might not be on it tomorrow, because it's based on you and what you're doing and how you're living and what your aura and your development and everything about you. Are you living Wu-Sabat? And yeah, he's the keeper of the list. That's what I was saying. Like none of us know if we are on the list or if we're going to make it. You just got to do what he's asking you to do to be your best. Because he says you have a seat on one of the crafts with your name on it, but you have to meet the criteria to get on. One of them is speaking our language. That when you're on the queue to get on the craft and you go there and the man's speaking to you in Miss Batia, because he's not going to speak English. So, I mean, we do it every day. Like you say to someone, Rahubat, they say Rahubat. The minute you go past that, Kaya Fasir Rantak. What did you say? We've had all these years to learn the language. So, and your weight is important. You can't be too overweight and you can't be underweight. So your health is important. what we're eating. It's important. So that's why he keeps saying, clean yourself inside out. There's a recording, I can't remember if it's, I think it's the Math Cosette Patarak. At the end of it, he just basically says, ready or not, just be ready on the day. If you're not ready, you're not getting on, you're not going. And there was another update where he was saying that this would have taken place already had he not been kidnapped. He explained that, you know, the mayor on Tamaray, that was going to be where you're going to go into the mayor and you get taken up, and then a few people will be there to witness you guys, those who get taken leave. And then they will tell the rest of the people what happened. Just like you know, people ask about what happened to the Mayans, or what happened to people in like Atlantis, or that. They got taken and they left. Go, you got the mic. So
yeah, I got a couple questions.
Sorry, wait. Ramis is on the online. Sorry, Ramis, go ahead. Were you going to ask a question?
I was going to say that there's a few questions in the chat on Zoom. So have you covered them?
Do you want to? Let me see. Do you want to read them out, or should I?
OSM. Let me go back. OSM. It's Revilo 2649. If we expand our consciousness to a high enough level, is it possible that we can become a multi-dimensional being that can transverse between universes when we transition?
You can do it now. Tawata. Your consciousness, this is where right now is the part of you that is actually expanding and growing. Like your physical body has evolved and grown, but we're in a day and time now where it's about your consciousness growing. So we already have access to connect to the levels. And when we say we, again, it depends on the person, because not everyone can access the higher realms in terms of 9 ether, or the 9 levels in terms of when you're looking at the different realms, right? So when people say we, sometimes you have to be very clear on who's the we. So as a multi-dimensional being that can traverse between universes, you could do that now. Your mind is limitless. That's why if you count, you got the physical realm, the spiritual realm, you got the soul realm, then the mental. The mental realm means mentally you can go anywhere in the cosmos, really. And if you can astral project or remote viewing, then you can literally go back in time and forward in time. The master explains this in the reading, The Atomic, where he explains that when you go forward in time, you lose a year from your physical current timeline. When you go backwards in time, you're okay. So you can go backwards in time and come back to now. Because remember that when we're dealing with time, there's only now. Now is constant. You have a then, which people will look at as the past, and you have a then that people look at as the future. But they're both tied to now. So you can go to the past and come back, and you can go to the future and come back, because it's a cycle. It's different timelines within the same, because all three, time, matter, and space, they work together in unison. So you can't really escape it unless you know how. And that's where the Math Cosette comes in, because that's what you take. They call it all sorts, atomic gold, liquid gold, elixir of life. Because when you take that, it works with your pineal gland and your pituitary gland. And this was to activate your barythry gland. And once you get the barythry gland, which works with those, you were transformed. And that's why you'll be able to travel those long distances. But the master explains that you'll be, in order to do that, we have to travel faster than the speed of light. And the way that's done is by using bending space time. It's like being in a bubble. So you use expansion and contraction to basically like be in a bubble and travel at warp speed. That's how you be able to travel the distances from here to like the other galaxies. But this is all things we have like the master's got math because they're in his being, in his blood, but he hasn't given it to no one. And when he was around us on Tamaray, and you know, any time anybody was around him, we didn't get sick and all of that because he exuded that energy, that mafkuzet, and people never got sick or, you know, got on alive. As soon as he was taken, that's when a lot of our elders and a lot of us started to cross over. So he is our protector. But yeah, so to answer that question, Ayo Revilo, you can do it now, but you have to be taught. These are the things the master wants to teach us. He wants to teach us how to teleport. But, you know, he has to be home to do all of that. Teleportation. You guys saw that on Star Trek, right?
Yeah.
All the things they show you as science fiction are not fiction. But as we're catching up with technology and things are starting to be revealed, you know, there are many projects that people are like whistleblowing on, like Project Looking Glass and all kinds of stuff that technologies, the man from Planet Risk book, I might get it out. He talks about all of these things even back then in the 90s. We don't really recognize how much power we've got if we just followed basic instructions. Another question. Go ahead, Zamata.
Atumre Kamet, can someone truly be forgiven for what they call sin? And if so or not, what is real forgiveness?
No, you can't be, because who are we to forgive? What it is that when you think you're forgiving someone, all you're doing is delaying, you're taking the guilt from them temporarily, but you're still going to have to go through your judgment because it's about cause and effect. Nature, for every action, there's an exact opposite reaction. So people can say, I forgive you, but the person who did whatever they did is still going to get what the opposite of what they did is going to come back to them. That's why the master says, truth is truth. And that's one of my favorite sayings, because it doesn't matter what people think of you or accuse you of or say about you. Once you know true, that whatever it is, you know the truth. That's all that matters. But people can accuse, like the master's been accused wrongfully. And the millions of people in the world that don't even know anything about the case, they'll try and say all kinds of stuff about him. But the truth is the truth. It won't change. So regardless of whether people want to say, yeah, he's this, he's that, and you don't know anything about the case, you're wasting your time, because what is going to happen is going to happen. It's like the Adamites, right? They've been judged to the point where they tried to get extension, but when it came to 1999, it was like, nope, that's it now. From 1966 to 1999, they got that little extension, but after that was like, no, that's it now. Time done, expiry. You go fade now. So you can see what's going on around the world. They're trying desperately to hold on by fear, and just people that are still not getting it yet, that Wu-Sabat is the way. There is no other way. Sorry to burst your bubble. If you're thinking there's another way, there isn't. Anyone who thinks there's another way, let us know. Because you hear people, they say that, but they don't know who the master teacher is, really.
So,
go ahead.
Elders first, if you want to go first.
So let me see if I did answer that question on, what was it? Atum, Rahuba Musa. Oh yeah, that was the one on forgiveness. But to answer the question again, in the sense of the fact that people hold on to things, don't hold on to anything. Like, I think we were talking about this today. Like, if somebody does something to you, if you hold on to it, you make yourself sick. So, because your cells store all this negative energy, and that can give you cancer. So you, and all these types of illness, so like ailments. So it's best to let it go, and they will get whatever their judgment is. But if you hold it and grudge and like it's just bad energy that you're keeping. Just let it go. If anything, go and talk to the person and sort it out and move on. That's why you see some people are just light, because they don't really hold grudges and all that. Like, you just smile and enjoy your life, because you know you have to let things go. But it's the people that hold things and don't want to let things go, they just make themselves sick. So yeah, in that sense, yeah, forgive people and move on. But you're not the one that's really forgiving them. You're forgiving yourself, but they're gonna get whatever natural nature deems necessary as a reaction for their action. Go ahead, Elder.
Well, based on my previous knowledge, I was saying to my brother, well, you know, things happen for a reason. Take, for example, slavery. If you take it the right way, it might be like an SAS training.
Go on. I'm following you. I want to hear with the question.
So, because it says in the Bible.
You're in this Bible. But
I can only start from where I.
No, but is your what's the question?
The question is the way to resolve like a collective issue like slavery. It's not, you can't go to the European person and say, well,
you're not asking the question.
Well, you're saying that we need to go to the person and clear it up.
I didn't say that. I'm saying what? Okay, you want to know something about slavery, correct?
No, I'm wondering what you mean by saying that you should go to the person. And
oh, okay. I mean, like, if you have a disagreement or an issue with someone
on an individual level.
On an individual level.
But collectively, that doesn't work like that.
But you have to ask the question. When you say collectively, because are you saying something's been done to us collectively, and we have to, what do we do about it? Is that what you're saying? Just
Yes.
to get your question clear. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So take, for example, we are in slavery because we allow ourselves to be in slavery.
Yeah.
Okay, so when Kanye West said that, he got a lot of stick for it, because he said Black people choose to be in slavery. But he made a mistake, because he was talking about the past. And I wouldn't have agreed with him to say in the past we chose to be in slavery because we were kidnapped. But today you choose to be in slavery when you have the truth and you have liberation doctrine. So if you still choose to remain on the sixth ether, then you're choosing to be stuck in that slavery. But yeah, in the past, it was something that was done to, remember, we lived in a way that we had never experienced, you know, the barbarianism and like the people that came to kidnap and do all the stuff they did. And even that has been exaggerated a lot. So it wasn't as bad as people think, even though it was bad. But you know what I mean, it's like the same thing they do with, you know, the yeah, I just didn't want to say certain words, but yeah, they exaggerate that about, they say 6 million people, but it's like there were never more than 2 million people in the entire area that they're saying 6 million people were gas chambered and all that. Go ahead, Zamal.
A couple questions. What is the most effective way or strategy to get the master teacher out? And also, protesting? Have you ever done protesting? Maybe even camp outside the prison for months?
Sorry, I'm laughing
until they get
because
them out?
it's like marching, isn't it?
Would it work?
No, it won't work.
Protesting wouldn't work at all.
No. What we need is awareness. We've got everyone to know about it, because when things are exposed, that's when different people will be like, oh, I didn't know that. Let me help. Like, you know, if you look at other people in the past, like Mandela, for example, or even Nkrumah, there are certain people that when they were incarcerated, their awareness of people talking and, like you're saying, bringing awareness helped. But in terms of what do you need to do, we say it all the time. All you have to do is do your bit in terms of be the best Nuapian you can, because when you're in a particular, like, certain things are not going to be told to the public. So when you're in the right forums, you'll know what to do. I mean, right now, people can support with the legal by donations or giving financial assistance, but awareness and speaking about it and making videos and bringing it to the world is something you can do.
Yeah, but surely, you know, I don't know if you've noticed the monks that's been walking across America.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we had like over 500 brothers and sisters outside the prison camping there for a month, surely that will get some.
Nah, it won't.
No.
Nah, because there are rules and regulations. I mean, what it is, we're fighting the fight the way it needs to be fought, which is legally. Okay. Yeah, but the thing is, people have to get in order to be given instructions of what to do in the most effective way. So you being a part of Wu-Sabat, you being a part of the brotherhood and being an Nuapian man, that it will help, because you will get to know what to do. You follow me?
I'm with you, Sekemba. He's been in there, what, 20 years now? Over 20 years?
True. We know. Everyone is tired of it.
Less than 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah, but you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's what I'm saying. Like, if everybody just did what they were supposed to do, like what we're asked to do, like become a part of the community and do what we're supposed to do, come together. And I'm trying not to go into the details, but we have to just listen to the instructions that we're given and just follow it. And that's all we have to do. Like, and I mean, right now, you don't know, none of us know when the master is going to come out. It could be coming out tomorrow. You wouldn't know that. It could be next week. It can come out anytime. But the thing is, are we ready and prepared to receive it? Are we doing what we're supposed to be doing so that when he's out, he's taken care of and he's good?
So there's already instruction and a process going on, rather than just going out there making.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Noise. Because people talk about the case, but you have to take time to actually study the case, to know who's working on the case, and they will tell us or tell you what assistance they need. And if we do that, we're good, because there is a legal team. What happens is people try to go their own route or nothing in the last 20 years or so, right? It's very unlikely you're going to come up with an idea or something that hasn't already been looked at or someone has already come up with. I'm not saying you can't, and if you do, it will be looked at, but I'm saying pretty much every method has been looked at, and there is progress. But, you know, when you're dealing with legal matters, you know, whilst the case is still going on, you can't really discuss your strategies and what's going on and all that publicly. So the best thing you can do as a Nuapian man is get in order, get in line and work with the other brothers, and you will get to know what you're doing and what you should be doing. But anyone can help by going to the UnitedSabiansWorldwide.com and search how can I help, and you can you pass me that yeah, you can help and do whatever. Not the whole thing, please, because the battery's about to die. Yeah, someone else had a question. Go ahead, Zamar.
Well, with the 3 root races,
Yeah.
where does the Dravidians, where do they lie within that? Because they're not Cro-Magnon.
They're Denisovan and Homo florensis.
But aren't those your Asians that look?
Yeah, but
Chinese?
There's mixtures. Yeah, all of them together will fall under the Denisovan.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 So people from Sri Lanka,
Yep,
dark skin South Asians, are they?
they fall under that.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's very clear. The Nagaru is the African Negroid, Homo naledi and Homo habilis. Then the Caucasian will be the Cro-Magnon and the Neanderthal and the Basque. But the Basque got rid of the Cro-Magnon. So the rest that are left will be under Denisovan and Homo.
Who made the Basque?
Extraterrestrials. Trying to remember. Was it? I think it was the Natharu or the Natharu, because they were designed to wipe them out. So what they did was here is that again. Basically, they did it so that when they procreated, the offspring would die. I'm trying to remember what scroll that is in. Any teachers can remind me. But yeah, they did that to wipe them out.
I think that the harvest. The harvest.
The harvest. Yeah. Do you know what page? Do you have it?
I'm looking for it now.
All right. When you find it, just jump in and we can clarify.
So Parnatharu made the Basque to get rid of the Neanderthal.
Cro-Magnon.
Cro-Magnon.
Yeah.
So what we have run around now.
Yeah. They're Adamites.
Those are Adamites.
Yeah.
Mixed in with Flugerods, bit of Neanderthal.
Yeah. When the thing is, that's a good question, because a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that the Adamites are all whites. It's not, because even in the beginning of the 33 Commandments, the Master makes that clear. Yeah, you're talking about a graftation that was done 6,000 years ago by the beings from Taurus, Pleiadians, who basically they were trying to give the Draconians a food source so they can stop eating them. So that's how they came about, you see. So there were Caucasians or whites before that, because you're talking about like the Flugerods who were 8,400 years ago, and you've got beings from other planets that have come here and settled way before the Adamites, you see. So when you look at people on the planet, you can't just look at someone and judge them by just their skin suit. Because even when you look at certain, what we will call whites, if we ask the question, what makes them white? What would you say? What's the definition of a white person?
Melanin deficient. Melanin deficient.
Oh, okay.
Probably be their culture and behavior.
They don't have a culture.
There you go.
Yeah. So even though you said melanin deficient, that's not completely true, because if you look at Caucasian, there's some of them that can go in the sun and they will turn brown. And there are others that no matter how much stay in the sun, they still will remain completely pale. Mm. And you will read that in the Secret of the Seed. Yeah, there's a reading from Parna Babyanun called The Secret of the Seed. It explains that, because you're dealing with the theomelanin and, you know, they go into detail. What I'm saying though, some whites will have brown hair, dark eyes, so that shows you they have melanin or Nagaru in them. So you can't judge everyone. The Nordics were the original Adamites, because they were in the image and likeness of the Pleiadians with the blonde hair and the blue eyes. You don't hardly see any original blonde hair, blue eyes Caucasians anymore. The Nordics.
I've seen
there are a few.
I've seen a mixed race girl with blonde hair and blue eyes.
What, natural blonde hair and blue eyes?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we see our sisters with blonde hair now, innit? You look at Nicki Minaj and all these people, they're all pushing the blonde hair, but that's a deficient.
Melanesians, like people from Melanesia.
Yeah. But even in the 18 plus 1, 37 genes of the mitochondria, it shows you Nagarus who have like blue eyes and like that's a genetic throwback. So you do get that. And that's why we say the 4th generation is where the anomalies will occur. So you will get people that have these traits, but if you go back down in their bloodline, you see that somewhere in their tree, they had some mixture with, we call Asian.
Would you agree that the Pleiadians betrayed their own creation?
Absolutely. Betray them. Yeah, because they would be looked at as their overlords. And they left them and because they realized that their time is up. So they literally have left.
Betrayed them from the beginning because they never had a chance. So
remember, you're right, because the motive for creating them or grafting them was for them to be food. So in that sense, But the thing is, there was a bigger plan by the Natharu who wanted to get rid of the Draconians too, because the Draconians were eating the Pleiadians, and the Pleiadians made a deal to say, stop eating us, we're gonna create you a substitute. But the Natharu was like, because they had to come and get the formula of how to do it anyway. So they were like, you know what, we just get rid of the Draconians and them, and then the problem is solved.
So they worked hand in hand with the Pleiadians then?
Who?
Paladari.
They didn't work hand in hand with them. They what's the word I'm using? They were a step ahead of them. Like, you know, the whole thing about you plan a plan and Allah plans a plan, or God plans a plan, and who's the best of planners. It was more like that. It's like you Draconians are creating havoc anyway, chaos, and you're flesh eaters and you're doing all of this destruction, and we want to get rid of you anyway. So this is a way of like killing, as they say, 2 birds with 1 stone.
So just quickly, so this is in the Partarak. I was there, which is here. Yeah. Where our ancestors created, not created, the Pleiadians created the castle.
Adamites.
The idea, but they were diseased. And the disease is what was killing the Draconians when they were eating.
That's right. Yes.
Right. So his plan was multi-layered.
Yeah, exactly. And you can, like I said, you can read that in 18 plus 1 genes, 37 genes of the mitochondrial DNA. Rahubat.
Just wanted to ask, what's the best way to be like protected from 6 evil forces, whether it's like a spirit or someone that comes into like that tries to test you, or
9 ether. 9 ether. That, because remember, when you're on 9 ether, it's like you're at a height where 6 can't reach. You follow? So everything we do should be based on 9 ether. 9 mind, the way you think, the way you act, everything you do, you've got to be at a higher vibration, because they can't reach that. And so when you look at it that way, like anyone who is acting on 6 ether, when you look at their behavior, a lot of that is tying into what we call the 9 mental diseases. So I mean, like anger, for example, is one of them. So if you're dealing with someone, they're always angry, then they've got to take control of that. Because when they're angry, they're emitting 6 ether forces, and then those 6 ether beings will jump in them, utilize them, play them around, and then they lose control. So you've got to make sure that when you're dealing with situations, you're not angry. Ego. We can go on and on with pride. These are all 9 mental diseases, you see. So if you maintain a psychic self-defense, and you're always studying Wu-Sabat, reading, learning the language, trying to help, do all the things you're meant to do on 9 ether, it's very hard for 6 ethers to stay around you because they want to create that energy, but you're not feeding into that energy. So we have an actual fact called feeding the forces. Don't feed those forces. It's so easy. Gossiping, there's so many things that the master has told us. So I would say
a question, Zamal, is lust one of them?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But the thing is, when people say lust, people think about sexual lust. Lust is not just about sex. It's lust about, you might like clothes, there's so many things like you can lust for. It's not just about clothes, money, there's many, many things. Yeah. So yeah, lust is one of them, but there's different types of lust.
Just from that being on a 9 ether, so would you be able to like detect?
Absolutely. Like it's so easy. Like we see every day. Like you could be in a situation, everyone is just on the nice vibes, laughing, joking, and talking the Wu-Sabat, and it's nice. And then if something comes in that rocks that, or it's off key, then you're gonna feel like, okay, everyone will kind of feel it, like what's going on here? Do you know what I mean? So you get thrown off, and that could be any situation you're in. You know what I mean? Like obviously people go through things. That's why we say that if you're having a bad day, your energy might be low, or you might be going through something. And when your energy is low, you can go into a depression. You can go into like thinking certain thoughts. Everything is like, oh man, I'm tired, doom and gloom, like things are not working. Even when it comes to us as a people, a lot of time people just go, oh man, black people are never gonna get anywhere. Like then they're just doomed. But that thinking is keeping us in that vibration. So we gotta think the other way around. So yeah, it's easy to tell. It's moods, isn't it? Yeah. And
There's more questions on Zoom.
Okay.
It sounds like epiphany something. Where can I get the books about what you teach to compare to what I am studying about Yoruba culture, which is part of my culture?
Who's asking that?
Epiphany HS6RD.
Okay, I'm trying to find it.
It's by OSM.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah. Where can I get books about what you teach to compare to what I am studying about Yoruba culture, which is part of my culture? See, Yoruba culture is part of our culture. As you know, Wu-Sabat, that was one of the cultures that the master first started to teach us. But it's just that there are different aspects of it, like today, where many things have been desecrated or people have their own versions now. But where you can get it is the books at nashat.co.uk or the United SabiansWorldwide.com website. You can get the books there. And we're one culture. This is what the master is trying to show us, that even though a lot of us can say, you know, we're from Ghana, Nigeria, with, you know, like Igbo, like we're all coming under one umbrella, under Wu-Nuwak or Wu-Sabat, which was our original culture before we started to be segregated and split into what people are calling Africa today. Because you had the Berlin Conference, you had the Arabs' so-called slave trade, and then you had the European one as well. So you had one in the 1400s with Prince Henry. You had another one in the 1600s where, you know, that was taking us up onto the year 2000, because it was a 400-year bondage. And as of the year 2000, that ended. And this is where the master teacher broke the seal in 1970 to prepare us for 2000. And from 2000 to 2030, this is where the Adamites are being wiped out. But a lot of us are we're still afraid. We're still feeling like, you know, we have to come together as one. Stop segregating. I'm from Yoruba, I'm from Igbo, I'm Jamaican, I'm Trinidadian. All of that just keeps us divided. So yeah, when you read the books, you will find out the master does teach about the original Yoruba culture, which is our culture as animists. Because when you really study the traditional Yoruba culture, before it was messed up by the Arabs who introduced Allah and their religion into it, this is where you start to hear word like, because the word Oba means father. But when you hear Oba Ta'ala, where you say Oba Ta'ala, that means Father Allah. So you can hear the Allah in it. So that's showing you that the Arabs got in there and introduced a lot of their practices into the Yoruba culture, which brought about the distortions. Go ahead, Zama.
Just on New York point of the separation of the tribes.
Yeah.
What was like the original name of the motherland before it was
Ganawa. It was known as Ganawa. Ganawa, where you can hear the word Ghana from, because that's literally, and the master teacher's from Ghana, right? So Ganawa was the original name. You hear people say Kibulan, and everyone talks, even like call Egypt Tamaray, but it was called Ganawa.
When you say that's the name of the tribe I'm from, Ivory Coast.
Okay.
That's where my that's from.
So yeah,
it's called Ganawa.
Wow, there you go. Connected. Wow. Yeah. Oh, we have a hand up on Zoom. Kobe. Go ahead, Kobe.
Rahubat.
Rahubat.
So I've been reading The Dimensional Shift and the Procession Change 2012. And I was listening to what you were saying earlier about having your name on the seat on the ship to be taken from this planet.
Okay,
I guess my question is, even if we weren't able to make the grade, but we were living by Wu-Sabat, and then by unfortunate circumstances, we were here and we were unalived, is there still a shift that could be taking place in the so-called afterlife of the physical on this planet?
Yeah, absolutely. This is what we're saying. Like, first of all, everyone focuses on being on the craft, 144,000. But what's happened? Do you remember the doctrine, what the master taught us about the 144,000? Why are they being taken on the craft?
Come back and teach.
There you go. So it's not like, it's like the planet can get to a stage where the beings that have elevated themselves to a certain level, right? They will be taken to be groomed and to come back and help those who are left behind. Okay. So that's what it's really about. But at the same time, to answer your question, Kobe, when I was saying about continuously developing yourself, you can be unalived any day. Any of us can. Like, no one knows when they're going to go, right? So if you went tomorrow, if you've raised your vibration and your being, you're going to go to the realms that you've attained to go to. So you're not going to come back through the wormhole and come back here and do this again. So, sorry, is that the time already? Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, that's normally my chanting time. Yeah, that's what happens when we're in a vibration. It's like time doesn't even exist. But anyway, so Kobe and everyone else, I'm saying there are beings that have passed away during this fight with the master teacher. And the book that somebody was asking about, I Know This Man, it's upstairs. If you haven't read that book, read that book, because this is somebody that walked with the master teacher from the beginning. And when he crossed over, he went straight. He didn't have to come back or like delay. He just went straight up. So I'm saying we all have the opportunity to think about, you know, when you go, like, it's all based on your life in terms of how much spiritual and soul growth you've had. So, you know, you don't have to come back, but a lot of us go back towards the white light because we don't know any better, and we just come back through to this same repeat. Remember, you got 24 to 24,000 chances to go and not come back. And one of the things you can do to not come back is to do something for humanity. and do things that are selfless, not for yourself. That's going back to the title of the class. You got to give. Some people don't, they don't really know how to care or give. That's why the master put out the recording. Learn to care. Sorry, I saw you had your hand up, Zama. Did you have your hand up? You were going to ask a question?
I was going to ask, you mentioned something about taking away a crap.
Yeah, spacecraft.
What's his name? Funkadelic, was it Funkadelic? Bootsy Collins, and they were talking about the mothership. And on the video where they actually came down, and they had a mothership.
Yeah. What's your question?
So that is something of what you're talking about? Is it a craft?
Yeah, because a lot of, even if you go back and look at the artist back in the 60s, 70s, where we still wore our crowns. If you look at most of the bands, like even the Jackson 5, Earth, Wind and Fire, all these, look at the covers. They were in tune and were connecting back to ancient Egypt. And they knew these things about us coming here. We are the anomalies on this planet. Like, we are the gods and goddesses that everybody talks about. But it's just taken us a long time to wake up and realize who we are. But yeah, we know that we're not from here. And they know it too.
So that's why they're trying to marry us, is it?
That's a bit random. They're trying to marry us. I mean,
well,
you can't be married if you don't want to be married, can you?
Well,
You're married to them too, is what I'm saying. Marriage is a two-way thing.
Well, their strategy for survival is to marry.
Yeah, they've got to tie into the vine, because that's what they've been doing over the years anyway. Like, because in order to survive, even if you go back to when they were like, if you know about the vampires and the War of the Roses and all these things, it was really to get our blood. Yeah, because you know, we are the ones that have the genetics that everybody wants to tie into. Any other questions? Clubhouse, is there any questions on Clubhouse? Okay, no one's on stage.
There's more on Zoom.
Okay, tell you what. All right, go on then, Zoom.
OSM, a minus Sudan 4426. My question is, are we all from Planet Risk?
No, we're not all from Planet Risk. That's a good question as well, because the master says some people will be dropped off on the journey where they're from. Some people won't even probably make it past like Mars, and he said that some people will be dropped off back to where they come from. So no, we're not all from Risk. Next question.
Atumre Kamet, I have tried to get registered into the community AEO number and whatever else. How can I get it done?
Right, Atumre, I don't know where you're based. If you got to go back to the community in the local store where you are, and AEO, in terms of it's on hold at the moment. So this is something that will be reactivated later, but right now you just got to get in and be amongst the orders that are currently active, you see. So that's why we keep saying to people, like, go to your local store, go to your community and learn about what you should be doing now. Because AEO, a lot of people will accept it into AEO, the ancient Egyptian order, but they've never really been initiated yet, even though people may be of the opinion that they are. So that's something that, you know, will be reactivated once Partner Babylon Noon reactivates it. But you should be preparing and studying and being in the orders that are currently available, Brotherhood and the Sisterhood, for a start. All right, any others?
Can you break down the 7 heaven from Quran, please?
Goodness. I said goodness because the 7 heaven is really it. So the numbers are symbolic. So when you read about the 7 heavens, you're talking about the different. Trying to see out the best way of breaking this down. So, like in the Bible, the number 7 is used a lot. Like the 7 days of creation, the 7 heavens, which is really dealing with, like, you got the spheres, right? So hold on, let me see if I can find a scroll. Just trying to remember that stuff because it's a long time ago. I need something to remind me. Is there a quote from the Quran that he's looking at? So I can actually go to it. But like they say, Muhammad, for example, traveled to heaven, and he traveled on this craft. Well, they don't call it a craft; they call it like a donkey, a burak, and he went to the 7th heaven, and that was really talking about, like we say, you see the constellations. If you look at the Pleiades constellation, let me pull it up. That's what they're talking about. I'm trying to find it. All right, so if you look at the constellation of Pleiades, I'm going to share the screen just so people can see it. Give me a moment. If I can find it, basically has the stars. It's in the it's in one of the actual facts as well. I'm just trying to find a good quick picture. Yeah, basically that's what they're talking about, because you have hold on, let me get the scroll because it'll probably be easier. But that's what they're talking about, him going up to, because we mentioned that in the Quran and in the Bible, when they talk about heaven, they give you the names of Pleiades, Taurus, and in Job 9:9 and Amos 5:8, they list out these constellations, and the one that is called, I'm trying to find the scroll. Give me one moment. I think it's this one. Yeah, there you go. Right. So if you have the scroll called 18 plus 18 plus 1 equals 37 genes of the mitochondrial DNA, and you go to page, if I go from page 13, yeah, I'm going to go from page 13, yeah? You will see a diagram with the 7, let me read from verse 35. It says, the 7 stars of Qamar, Pleiades, yeah? Star system. So this is, I'm reading from the 18 plus 18 plus 1 equals 37 genes of the mitochondrial DNA, yeah? That's actual fact number 22. And I'm reading from page 12, from verse 35. It says, the 7 stars of Qamar, Pleiades, star system. And he lists them: Electra, Tayget, Maia, Alcyon, Seliono, I can't pronounce this, but Celaeno, then Merope, Merope, and Asterope, forming the 6-pointed star with 1 in its center, which are the 7 daughters of Atlas, or Pleion, a symbol of 7 sisters, as you see listed. Yeah. These 7 are Musadu, Nimuk, Ninbara, Ningwana, Ninimam, Ninimma, Ninmada, and Ninmud. So I'll carry on because it says the 7 stars of Qamar star system forming a 6-pointed star. 36. These 7 sisters relate to the Anunnaki records, also called the 7 birth mothers of the first Mutha'u earthlings from the Lost Book of Enki by the late Zechariah Sitchin, 37. So these 7 women of Kawak Taha, planet Earth, is found in the tablets of Sumeria, Anunnaki, Anakim, who came to Kawak Taha by way of Nibiru, their planet craft, their mother plane, mothership. The presence of Pa Kama'u, or on Taha Earth, and their collaboration with modern governments has been speculated through the years. 39. George Washington, who left many clues in Masonic prints, was in fact in contact with the Kama'u, the Pleiadians, as they still influence through the same bloodline who become President of the United States today. So it's no coincidence that Washington Monument is an Egyptian obelisk in Washington, D.C., standing 55 feet tall, is lined up with the Kama Pleiades. It has also been suggested that in 1777, at Valley Forge, George Washington saw green-skinned extraterrestrials who laid out the USA map for him. Right, so they show a picture of George Washington with his Masonic attire, and if you go on, we keep talking about these Pleiadians, and they were the overlords over the president. So this is what they refer to as Jacob's ladder extending up, but it's really talking about the Washington, what we call the Benben or the obelisk, was an antenna that pointed to the Pleiades for the extraterrestrials, and that's how they were communicating with them. So if I just carry on reading that little bit, it says, so Jacob's ladder extended up there, not all the way up to outer space, and he could see Malachim, angels going up and down it. He even saw the Lord standing above it, who spoke to him saying, I am Yahweh Elohim, existing one of the gods of Abraham, your father, and the God of Isaac. So it was a kabad, craft, the glory of God he saw with a ramp leading up to it, as so many have said over the years, they saw from a UFO. And then it shows you that that antenna was the way they were communicating with these overlords who have now left them. So that's what they're really referring to. But in the Quran, they don't know that they're talking about, when they say the seventh heaven, they're talking about Pleiades, the star constellation. All right, Zamaltat, is that the last question?
No, there's another one. Okay, there's no book here. Here's the book. No, that's it. It's all done.
Okay. Right, anyone else in the class? I can't believe how quick this time has gone.
Yeah, just one quick question. So Ken, back to the scroll, truth.
Yeah.
You mentioned the 6 extraterrestrial races. Are they are the main races that are involved in all this?
They're the ones, yeah, they're the ones that they're controlling by way of these Abrahamic religions. Those are the beings that everyone's talking about in their books.
Okay.
And they don't realize that, yeah, it is the Anunnaki, it is the Pleiadians, the Dragonians, the Aldebarans, the Octorians, and the Andromedans. None of that is to do with us.
Okay, right.
So we deal with a part of Tharu and our ancestry. But what happened is today, because everyone's kind of coming across the Anunnaki stories, everyone thinks we're Anunnaki, because when the master was taking us through the school of the Sumerian, he, like every other school he taught us, we were embedded into it as if it was us, because, you know, like we wanted to be in the Bible, because a lot of people, like when you're in religion, the way religion is made, it's like the black people are made to be bad, as in the Bible, the Egyptians are bad people, and they make out like the Israelites are good people, when it's the other way around. So the master embedded us into these books, the same way when we went into the Sumerian schools, you know, when he was teaching about the Anunnaki, like Enlil and Enki and Ninti and all of that, we got introduced to it. But because some of us are actually linked to that bloodline, because remember that Enki went to Africa and he took wives and he mixed with us. So even though we're not Anunnaki, it's just like if a Caucasian went to Ghana or to Africa today and took a wife and mixed and had children, it wouldn't mean that they're from there.
No, yeah,
Do you follow me?
okay, yeah.
It's the mixture. So some of our seed are mixed with the Anunnaki. And that's why back in the school, everybody was like, yeah, I like Enki. I'm from Enki. Like someone would say that in Lil. But today the master is clarifying everything and showing you that none of them are us, even though some of us have been mixed with them. But really, the majority of us are not from the Anunnaki, Pleiadians, Rogonians, Aldebarans, Octorians, and Andromedans. All right. Kobe, go ahead. You got your hand up.
So you were just talking about the Ben.
Yeah.
It's funny because today I was actually listening to the master teacher speaking on this. And am I right to say that it originated from Osiris, his phallus?
Phallus.
Phallus, sorry, when he was when Aset was trying to have his child. So originally, when the Ben was built, was it for the communication with Pa-Natharu, and then like the Pleiadians sort of like took it and did their own thing in Washington? Is it the same thing, or was it used originally for something different?
Yeah, we didn't even, well, it was called a tekenu, but Ben comes from the word sun. In Arabic, we say ibn or or Ben, yeah, because like you say, it was to do with the fact that the sun, Horus or Hara, was brought about by, as you say, the phallus of Osiris, when she went around trying to find all the 14 pieces, and that was the last one, which was used as a ritual to bring about Hara. So yeah, we had them all over Egypt, and they represented many things. But yeah, the way it became a penis or a symbol of a penis is because that's how the sun came about, and they started to use it as like a lighthouse, right? When you look at like when you see like when you're by the sea, you know, like the lighthouse is the light that the ships and people will see to know where to go to the shore. So that became a beacon in religion, where the breast became like the dome, right? So you look at mosques, they will always have a minaret, or the, as you call it, the ben, and they will have a dome. And in Christianity and most religions, they also have that, because it represented fertility and how we are able to, how this sun they call the Son of God was brought back to life. Obviously, then they took that into Christianity to say, you know, Jesus is the Son, but that Jesus is taken from Hara in ancient Egypt. Yeah, so we did use them as antennas as well, but for them, they stole it. As you said, we're using it to communicate, and it ties into the story of Babel, you know, in Genesis 11, when they're talking about Nimrod and building the tower. But what they don't tell you is that's really not about the tower. It's really about the language, because the language was how they were communicating and were able to put the spell on the people. But he broke that by teaching them Nuwapic, which he learned when he went back to his father in Africa, his father being Kush, right? So that's what's happening today. A lot of us, we are getting all these frequencies constantly at us, and they distract you all the time. Even these devices, you know, like the phones, as soon as you go on your phone now, you might go on your phone to do something, and then do you know what I mean? Like you're distracted with someone twerking or some madness, and before you know it, it's like you've lost an hour. So these devices are they're used to distract us constantly. The men are laughing because it's true.
Is there any further information as to exactly what Nimrod did in order to block the communication using the tower?
He taught them how to speak Nuapi. That's why I'm saying that today we've got to speak Mispatia, and that's what protects and blocks you from all the distractions. So that's the same formula that he used, and they were like sending the messages and it wasn't working anymore. So they're like, what's going on with these people? Let's go down there. Then they came down. That's why it says that God came down and confound their language or their tongue, and then split them and separated them, scattered them all over the place so they couldn't communicate. That's what's happened to us. So when we were on Tamaray, we had our obelisk and we built the pyramids and we were communicating with our ancestors. They knew where we were. So they had to come, scatter us, and now everyone's everywhere speaking gibberish. Yeah, you see everyone speaking gibberish, and when you try and speak Wu-Sabat and speak Nuapic to them, they're distracted. So yeah, that's the formula. We got to learn the language, and the master tells us that. So we got the language at course online, so you can actually learn. So we don't have any excuses. So the things we got to do: come together, learn our language, practice our culture, work together to build and rebuild our communities. That's how simple it is. Yeah. Do you have your hand up?
There's a question online.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's on the board. Yeah, go ahead, Zamata. Rasta.
Jackie has a question, and it's, can you explain the purpose of our spiritual and physical being?
Great question. That's such a great question, because some people think spirituality, there's different levels to spirituality. Some people think it's just sitting around folding your legs and chanting and that's it, right? Which is good. Those are parts of our spiritual growth, but it's got to have a balance. Like, you still need to take care of the physical aspects, because you can be sitting in a room chanting, but then you can't afford the room, or you don't have the buildings, you see what I mean? And like, whoever owns a building or whoever is in control can just disrupt that. So you can be chanting, doing all your spiritual practices, and if you don't, I remember the master put it like this, it was like, if you're hungry, you can sit in a room and chant all day, but the food's not going to just appear on the plate. So there's an element of spirituality is also working together and getting things done. And when you're working together and achieving something, that's you coming together as a people. And even like when we do music, coming together, and like you're in a group, you're all exchanging energy. So spirituality is not just based on the way religious people look at it. It is about balance. And that's what Wu-Sabat is about. It's about, yes, we do our chants and we do all the rituals that we're supposed to do, but it's also coming from the heart. You know, the heart is intentional, and we have to then build and do things that we can have for ourselves physically as well. So, well, who asked the question? Trying to read it again. Zamata. Okay, can you explain the purpose of our spiritual and physical being? Okay, so let's start with the physical. The physical being deals with being in the physical world, which is the lowest of the realms, right? The material plane. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're supposed to have everything we need in the physical world. You've got to master the physical before you can move up to the others. Like, if you can't master the first one, the material plane, master yourself, for example. Like, master your own being, master the physical, then the next realm is the spiritual. You ain't going to the spiritual if you can't master the physical. You keep coming back and keep coming back until you master it. So that's what the master says. You're here to master the lowest plane, then you move up to the spiritual, and then you move up to the soul realm, and you move up to the mental realm. They're all interacting and correlated and related, times 21. But you're connected to all of them when you're on the bottom one. But when you leave the bottom one and move to the next one, you lose the bottom one. And it's the same as you go up. So you're kind of shedding the lower realms. So when you get to being a pure soul being or pure mental being, like you don't really need the lower ones. And then you keep going to the etheric ones, and the etheric ones have many levels until you get to a point where you're pure Ethereal being and you don't have to come back, but you can help everyone from the top down. You follow? So this is why some of our ancestors, they don't want to come down here, because down here is hell. They will come down and meet you on the mental. That's how you use your mind to connect with them. And then they help you to deal with this lower realm because you're down here. But as you go up, you really don't want to come back down, but you can help from the other side. You see, so when we get on a live, the Mukasu might think like they've got rid of you, but then they actually make you more powerful, because when you cross over, you're helping those who are here from the other side. This is why we keep talking about your ancestors who are on the other side. You've got to connect with them, work with them, and they will help you from the other side. So it's even worse for them, because now they can't see you, but you're still there helping and working with us. Yeah, so yeah, the answer to that is the purpose of the physical is to master it so you can move up to the spiritual, and you can have a balance. So even though you're in the physical, if you spend your time on dealing with spiritual things, dealing with the mental, that's why going back to your question, as you were saying, like, how do you know? Because even though you're on the physical, you're still connected to the spiritual and you're still connected to the mental. And so if someone's acting up in this physical, mentally, you can switch off. So I mean, that's why the master teaches us to be in the world, but not of it. So even though you're in the physical, internally and everything, you can be in it, but don't react or like deal with people on the lower vibrations. You can be talking to someone, as long as you keep your center, maintain your inner being, and don't get rattled or get taken off your square, because you're using your mind and you're looking at this person and you're thinking, I'm not going to feed the force. I'm not going to allow you to draw me down. I'm not going to allow you to provoke me. I'm not going to allow you to bring me to your level. Mentally, you can stay there and then you can diffuse it. So yeah, it's about balance of both, but rising to the higher realms. Okay, was this question answered? Is that Jackie? We have 6 minutes left. What's that one? If humans beings are actually different kinds of aliens with different origins or frequencies, how do you account for the fact that near-death experiences across cultures, races, belief systems, and personalities show such consistent and overlapping features, especially when the body is clinically dying? Yeah, we know about that. Near-death experiences, it means you're not dead, it's a near death. So it speaks for itself, right? So people do astral project or come out of their body and they experience those realms I mentioned before briefly. Some people can like experience the soul realm, which is where they get heaven from, because in the soul realm you have those colors that you see, like how what do they call it, the northern lights. Like in that realm you do see lights, and this is why people come back and they say they've been to heaven. But depending on where you go and what you experience in the different realms, you come back and you start telling everyone that is heaven, you've been to heaven, but you only went to one part of, do you know what I mean, a realm, but there are many, many realms. So it's consistent with everyone, because you can go to the other realms. Even now, when you go to sleep, what you call sleep at night, you do travel, you come out of your skin suit. So this is not, because you're saying it as if they're different. If human beings are actually different kinds of aliens, well, we're related to different types of aliens, because we are, in terms of our bloodlines, And yeah, frequencies, that's everything's a frequency. Different frequencies vibrate at different resonance. How do you account for the fact that near-death experiences across culture? Yeah, because everyone can have a near-death experience. It doesn't matter if you're non-religious. It's an experience that can take place when your physical body is there and your spiritual body comes out of your physical body. So yeah, the question is it's not based on just a specific race of people. It's just some people like those. Okay, let's address the kind of racist part of it that you might be talking about. Not everyone has a soul. So if you don't have a soul, you can't reach the higher realms. So some people have a spirit and they can go to the spiritual realm. They can go to the mental realm, but they can't go to the soul realm or can't go to the ninth ether or the higher abode. So some people have a soul, as in Nagara, but their soul is switched off. It's not activated. So they behave the same way, like they haven't got a soul. And some people mimic being around people without souls, and they start to behave like them. So what Wu-Sabat does is it comes and turns on that switch, your soul. And then if you start working it, then you get to start to feed it and grow it and make it stronger. All right. Any other? That's, I think, the last question, unless there are any burning questions left. If not, I'm going to round off. Okay. Yeah. So the class today was really give what you take. Don't just take. Give it back. Give it to someone else. Give once your cup is full, like musicians will know what I'm talking about. When you got so much, you got to shed. If you don't shed, you can't get any more. If your glass is full, you can't put any more in there. So you have to give. This is about sharing and giving. And that's mainly a shuk we're talking about. So you have to give so that you can receive more. And the more you give, the more you get. And we want to come together so that we can give the world this Wu-Sabat, right knowledge, right wisdom, and right understanding. And once we do that, the Nataru will help us and we will be able to free the master, because he says all we have to do is come together in love and unity. Yes, so the last thing we want to talk about is, our Friendship Day event coming up. Yeah, if you haven't seen the poster, yeah, it ties in nicely to the giving it. So you got to give love and let everyone know, and share it with your family, your friends. 18 plus, yeah, singles and couples can come. Tickets are going to be available from Eventbrite. Let us know if you're coming, because we need to know the numbers. You're going to meet and greet us. We have some special things for you. Entertainment. We're going to do a special class to deal with what Friendship Day is really about. And it is about us coming together. The young people need to come together so we can have offspring that are being brought up in Wu-Sabat. There'll be food, healthy food, all day. So yeah, these are going to be available. They'll be available on the day. So, but yeah, it's an opportunity for us, to come together, celebrate, mend and let go of any, issues you might have with anyone. Just let it go, make friends, and Ashok, yeah. And on that note, I want to say Tawukum to everyone for coming to class. And
Wadu Tawutak Wadu Ashok Ashok.
No one wants to go home. That's funny. Well, bring all that energy to Friendship Day. Yeah, bring it.